I did expect this and more corruption from the PNP.
The leaked voice notes from the PNP has been making the rounds in the news this week. And people have expressed all kinds of emotions about it. Shock at the blatant sentiments that have been expressed around sabotaging the government on matters related to Jamaica's recovery from what was our worst natural disaster. People have been shocked that a political party could be so brazen, could be so deliberate about planning to disrupt an agenda that all Jamaicans are waiting on because they want this to be successful. And I guess if you live in parts of Jamaica where you have not been impacted by the storm, the reality of what people in other parts of Jamaica are having to wake up to each day, it doesn't grip you, it doesn't grab you, you don't see the urgency in it, you don't see that people are actually suffering, right? So I wanted to just speak to it a little bit, to say one. The issue for me has to do with the matter of, what should we expect from our political leaders? All of them, whether they're on the opposition or government, what should their expectations be? I know I've heard people say, hey, well, this is the kind of argument you'd hear from a political party. They're planning to win an election. But there are certain things that I think are of concern, right? So we're not yet 1 year into the life of this parliament. We had elections in September. We expected the country to kind of settle down and for this government to do its work in the term that the people have given them permission to run the country. We don't expect to hear from the constitutionally ascribed opposition that they do not intend to allow the government to do its work. That is unconstitutional, that is unpatriotic, that is against the rules of good governance, it's against the rule of law, it's against every principle that speaks to the effective functioning of a democracy. Yes, the democratic process is a competitive one, and yes, in seeking to win elections, political parties engage in activities to put themselves in power, but we do not expect a political party to commit to sabotaging the way a government's activities towards running the country in the best interest of the people, especially those who are most vulnerable. And so I think the matter is it's a sad day in Jamaican politics that this is where we are. It's really concerning. And perhaps in another year, at another time, it wouldn't have been as devastating. But remember now, we're talking about the post-Melissa recovery efforts. Remember now, we're talking about a Category 5 storm. Remember now, we're talking about scores of Jamaicans killed in this storm. People losing their houses, people losing their roofs, people losing livestock, people losing their livelihoods, people still not able to go home because they've lost their homes. And that commitment to undermining the efforts to help Jamaican people, that commitment that we heard that the opposition is committed to ensuring that this process doesn't work, is problematic and needs to be spoken about and condemned. And I'm not one of those asking the opposition to come out and say something about it. When people tell you who they are, we should believe them, and they've told us who they are. I think it's for us now to listen to those statements and to be very careful of the kind of credence, the kind of power we give to the words of the members of the opposition when they raise an issue with the government's response to the hurricane recovery efforts. because they have no credibility in this fight. They shouldn't have a voice anymore, because we no longer trust the things they say, because we know now what their motive is. We know what their motivation is. We know now what their intentions are. And so Jamaicans have to be wise about what information they allow themselves to believe in this moment.